So, as proclaimers, we've been doing too much worrying and not enough application of applied knowledge, not enough of leaning and depending on our brothers who are actually out here in the field working, doing the knowledge, doing the studying, and getting things done. So, if you have brothers and sisters that are in your city, your county, in your state, that are doing things, getting stuff done, getting cases dismissed, things of that sort, you shouldn't have to really worry too much when it comes to what's going on, especially with the policy enforcers. And I'm saying this because a couple weeks ago, real sad story happened with one of our brothers. So I knew that brother, and it's a real unfortunate situation. And I don't want to speculate too much, but with what seems to be, he was being followed or something like that, he could have called me up. If he was being surveyed or anything like that, there was no reason for him to make an injured party when we know that that is what makes a crime. And if you're in or under investigation, that's no reason to commit a crime. But we're starting to see, crazy things happen on the news all the time. All the stories can't be confirmed. But at the same time, brothers and sisters got to be willing to take their lick in the sense of you got to be able to take a traffic ticket, go to court. We can beat traffic tickets. It's nothing. It happens all the time. Even if it's a little bit more than a traffic ticket, that can be handled. But there's nothing you can do to bring back a life. So we want to be very mindful of that and, never create an injured party when there's no real reason for there to be one. So let's say you are getting pulled over, whether you're traveling driver's license or nationality card, passport, you're getting stopped, pull over, give them your ID, whatever that might be, your bond for your insurance if you have one. If you don't, I highly suggest going about getting a bond, GSA bond for insurance for the state amount. If not, insurance or whatever paperwork you have. Roll the windows down, cut the car off, plead the fifth. To most line of questioning, hey, this is my ID, go run it. You don't have to do much more talking than that. This is my ID, this is who I am, go check it out. Am I under arrest? Am I free to go? You're going to give me a ticket, I'll take the ticket. I had the right to travel. I'll deal with the judge. I'll talk to them and deal with it in court. Am I free to go? I plead the fifth to any other questioning beyond that. It's not really that hard. Like, this is the type of conversations that I'm having if I am stopped. It happens from time to time. Even, if you've done things like the injunction as I have to be on the do not stop list, you'll still get stopped from time to time. You'll still get a ticket from time to time. You can beat the ticket based on the injunction. I have, affidavits and documents to help out with that. I help people with it from time to time. But you just need the resources or people with the resources to do that. And don't be afraid to reach out to people when you're in trouble or, if you have these type of issues. And you should do it sooner than later so that it doesn't get to the point where you're going up for trial and you're at the last moment. Like, the thing is, with any type of case, you want to try and have it thrown out before trial. You know, that's always the goal, to get it dismissed early. So when things happen, you want to attack it as soon as possible. You have to go to court and make an appearance. Even though it's in special appearance, you have to understand that someone has to show up and answer for the name. So with your paperwork, even though your paperwork is a special appearance paperwork, give you a real good example. A lawyer can show up with you for you in special appearance, but someone has to be there to answer for the name. Now, I'm not saying as a more that you necessarily need a lawyer, but someone has to be there to answer for the name, or they issue a warrant. That's just court procedure. So understanding these little things is how you avoid escalating things any further. And it's the same thing with traffic stops. You just have to understand the basics. And I'm going to do another video breaking down the full basics on how to handle a traffic stop, because it seems like people don't really understand the basics on that, and there are videos on that for or that lawyers have done for people that, you know, need to know that type of information on YouTube. People dealing with Second Amendment things and, you know, all kinds of stuff like that. It's out there, and it's the same basic information, but I'm going to do it in a Moorish perspective and break it down like that also. But it's not much different. You know, stay calm, turn the engine off, give them your ID, have them run it, you know, take your ticket, you know, take your lick, you know, or, you know, they'll give it back and say, have a nice day. You know, it's only a couple options. You know, they either going to give you a ticket, they can arrest you, or they just going to let you go. You know, either way, you want to live to see the next day, to see your family, to see your friends, you know, whatever. But there's no reason for nonsense to happen. There's no reason for violence. So, you know, as people that are learning the law or claim to have knowledge of the law, we should know much better than to do things that where we're making the news. It's a reason I've been in the Moorish movement for 10 plus years and never made the news. But I've been stopped probably dozens of times. You know, most of the time I don't even get a ticket. You know, they just let me go. But I've beat, I'll say, a little bit under a dozen tickets also within that time period also. It happens, you know. So, you know, you just got to do what you got to do sometimes. Sometimes, you know, they see and recognize and let you go. Sometimes you bump into somebody that, you know, just wants to be an asshole and do whatever they want to do, and that the court settle it that way and sort things out that way. And then you can do about it. But in general, if you have proclaimed properly, put in the proper paperwork with the proper people, had the courts on notice, the sheriff on notice about your right to travel, you're gonna beat it in court. It's just, excuse me, you have to go through the process, and don't be scared of the process, because that's the only way you're gonna learn to be able to help yourself and help other people in the long run. You know, that's the best way I can put it. Peace and love. Downtown once again, picking up nationality documents from Moors. Normal business for me, 2-3 times a week. See the courthouse. Parked kind of far because I came early today. It's all good. From the courthouse, civil courthouse, where we do the filings. Maybe somebody might want to pause the video, count the number of stairs. Guess how many? Let's make it through security. just gotta pat you down. So I just got stopped by one of the officers asking me about my feds. Had to give him a quick education that it's our national headdress that named for all black people before slavery was Moors, that it was part of our nation as Moroccans, that we were over in Africa and over here. And you know that's just what they generally called all black people before slavery was Moors. Going in to pick up the filing, so I'm gonna need my phone data. But I'll be back.
Hey, Dad. Hey,
I just need the copies and I need them sealed.
The only document she sees when she runs your name is the divorce, and it's not, I believe it's part of that. Because you already have a divorce decree, right?
Alright, everything picked up as needed. On my way out. Super simple. It's easy work. On my way out. Did you count them? So for those that may not know, when you proclaim your nationality, declare your nationality, you have to file it for the county records, and get an exemplified copy is the only and best way to be truly recognized in the public and private, so that it translates anywhere you go to be recognized, like Prophet Noble Drew Ali said in Acts 6. Peace and love.